Hmm. Go live. Am I not live? Go live. Oh, there we go. I had to click that button. Oh, oh, there we go. Let's see. All right, good times. Good times. Wait, is this actually working? I think it's working now. Somebody write something in the chat and let me know if it's working, please. I was just streaming for like a minute and it wasn't working. I wonder. Go live. There we go. All right. Okay. Good times. Good times. Haven't done this for a while on my computer. Oh, wait. Am I streaming from the browser? I don't know. I don't understand. I don't get it. Fuck. Well, I should try this on my phone. Is this working? Anybody? God, it looks so stupid. Oh well, whatever. Who cares? It's fun. Oh, why are you doing this to me? Why? Warning, the streams. I hate everything. Stream health? Good. What's up, Alexis Arnold? Oh, there we go. All right, now I think it's maybe working. Is it working? I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Let's fucking talk about this retarded coronavirus some more. Wonderful. Wonderful. It says here, the White House. Oh, it is. Okay, good. All right, there we go. Okay. The White House apparently is looking for an $850 billion economic stimulus package. What's up, Deb? So that's good, I guess. I don't know. I was just at the mall just now. I went to work and like all the stores are closed. Like not all of them, but a good 70% of them are closed. So we went home after like 10 minutes. We didn't even try. Let's see here. As coronavirus changes the US, Las Vegas feels the effects. First death tied to coronavirus reported in Nevada. Oh my God. This is terrible. I'm contributing to the problem, aren't I? With all this like coronavirus coverage. It's like, but what else are you gonna do? You know, what else can I do? Am I just gonna not take advantage of this hysteria? I have to take advantage of it somehow. Why wouldn't I? I was like, what if you make coronavirus t-shirts? Let's actually Google that. Coronavirus t-shirts. Coronavirus free. These are all pretty lame. Man, Corona is like loving this whole coronavirus thing, aren't they? I don't blame them. I do not blame them at all. All right, let's just read the news. Stupid t-shirts. I was thinking of making a video like how to make money from the coronavirus. Coronavirus news, China. How about that? Let's see here. Ohio. How to hand wash. God, thank you so much for teaching me how to wash my hands. Trump sparks anger by calling coronavirus the Chinese virus. Who cares? God, I hate the news so much. I hate everybody. If If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Honestly, I think most people are part of the problem. Most people are fucking part of the problem. Like flooding the grocery stores, and just acting hysterical. Oh, God. All right, let's look. Everything just makes me so angry. No wonder I don't watch the news. Coronavirus, UK. US-UK coronavirus strategies shifted following UK epidemiologists. Let's see what that is. A study by UK epidemiologists predicts that attempts to slow or mitigate rather than actively halt or suppress.
It's important for the young and healthy people to understand that while they may experience.
Stop. I went shopping, took pictures of empty shelves, and decided not to post them to Facebook because I didn't want to increase the anxiety already going around. I mean, at this point, you might as well, you know, like this. People just need to get it out of their system. I don't see this lasting past March, to be honest with you. I'm changing my prediction. I'm saying that like April 1st, everything's gonna go back to normal. By the way, April 1st, April Fool's Day, that's gonna be fun. The novel coronavirus could overwhelm the number of intensive care hospital beds and lead to about 250,000 deaths in the UK and more than 1 million in the United States during the course of the current pandemic. Yo, I fucking hate CNN so much. I hate them. Fear-mongering. Like, who's going to hold CNN accountable for this retarded, like, fear-mongering? Okay. The study, which has not been published in a peer-reviewed journal, shocking, was released on Monday by London's Imperial College COVID-19 response team, which says it is advising the UK government on its response strategy. President Donald Trump unveiled the 15-day plan to slow new infections in the United States, including more stringent recommendations about staying home and avoiding groups of 10 people or more. Here's what I don't understand about this, like, social distancing thing. Let's just say that it works, right? Let's say that it works and everybody, you know, like the coronavirus is completely gone. Everybody, like, you know, whatever, people who have it, you know, it runs their course. Let's say some die and some get better. Okay, let's say there's one person left, you know, who has it. Can't that person still, like, infect the rest of the world? That one infected person can still, like, fucking cause this shit to happen again? So I don't understand. It's like, what is the plan here? You know, is this to just, like, slow things down a little bit so the hospitals don't get overwhelmed? I don't think the hospitals are going to get overwhelmed. People are so dumb. I hate everyone. The White House task force received it late Sunday afternoon, CDC yesterday. To be honest, I don't know how much it influenced decision-making, but I hear Dr. Birx cited it. We will be having a much more detailed discussion with the task force tomorrow morning. I hate everyone. Mitigation and suppression. The study says the, quote, most effective mitigation strategy would still lead to hospitals, even at surge capacity, needing 8 times as many intensive care unit beds as they could provide in the UK. Yet the study also notes that optimal mitigation policies, such as combining the home isolation of suspected cases, home quarantine of those living with suspected cases, and social distancing among the elderly and others at high risk of severe disease, might reduce peak healthcare demand in the UK by 2/3 and deaths by half. Might, maybe... Oh, God, I hate everyone. Who, I want to know, who's even watching this? Probably nobody. But, like, do any of you think there's going to be 1 million people who die from this in the United States? Like, please tell me. Where are they getting that number from? Really? Like, you think 1 million people are going to die from this? Denmark is locked down from Sunday. Well, that's all right. Nobody wants to go to Denmark anyway. I'm just kidding, Carolina. I love Danish people. You know that. But nobody wants to go there anyway, so it's fine. And besides, isn't Denmark? I've heard Denmark is like one of the most racist countries in the world, so I'm not surprised. Anyway, well, I guess I don't know if that's bad or not, but anyway. Yeah, let's change the subject. Other health experts welcomed the study, but reiterated how many uncertainties the coronavirus pandemic was generating. The publication of this evidence remains, quote unquote, important and useful, but, quote, there are still huge uncertainties around any future estimates. reinforcing just how difficult decision-making is during a pandemic. Michael Head, a senior research fellow in global health at the University of Southampton in the United Kingdom, said in a written statement released by the UK-based Science Media Center. Fuck, I hate everyone. 1,500 in 24 hours. Who knows where it goes? 1,500 what? T-Raw's been an hour. Hashtag COVID-20. That's right, Rules for Rebels. Should we spread that hashtag? I like that. I see what you're thinking. I like that. I was going to, you know what? I'm going to change my video description for that last one. We're going to hashtag it 20 because that actually, you know, for me, that's a pretty popular video. Got like 1,000 views in the first day. In a week or two, when people realizing bodies aren't piling up in the streets, people should calm down. Yes, I agree. My worry, I guess, and I guess it's kind of a minor worry, is that they'll backwards rationalize and they'll be like, oh wow, like nobody's dying from the coronavirus. That must mean that all of the retarded shit we did actually worked. And staying at home and shutting down the world for 2 weeks is the reason why not all these people died. So that arguably could make it more likely to happen again in the future. Could say that, which is dumb. Oh, cases, not deaths? Well, who fucking cares, dude? Do you know how many cases of the flu have happened in the past like 24 hours? You know what I mean? I don't know. It doesn't, as we say in Hebrew, it's like, it doesn't move me. All right, let me change this. What else is there here? Oh, wait, hold on. Hashtag COVID-20. Hashtag COVID, oops, 20. There we go. Let's see if this does anything. I don't think it will. All right, let's see here. What other stupid news can I read to irritate me? World Health Organization. Countries need, quote, blended strategy for epidemics. God, I hate the World Health Organizations too. The World Health Organization, the same fucking organization that said that red meat causes cancer. People are so dumb. You know what it is? I don't want to sound like an asshole, but like I blame women. Women are more responsive to fear. Like they're more like prone to play it safe in general, biologically, right? Which makes sense evolutionarily, but like, you know, they're the ones kind of like acting hysterical. Not everyone, blah, 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 like whatever. Anyway, I still blame women. Come back to Colorado. I would love to come back to Colorado, Eliza Day, but I can't, unfortunately. I mean, I could, but I don't want to go back to the old company that I was working for. So like, what am I gonna do? What is that beeping noise? Why do I hear a beeping noise? I don't know, whatever. I would love to go back to Colorado. In fact, during this coronavirus thing, I can't think of anywhere else I'd rather be more other than Colorado. Like, if I'm going to sit around and do nothing, I'd rather sit around. Well, actually, I'd rather be in like Hawaii or something. But aren't there crazy stats like 1 in 3 has herpes? People are still having sex. Yeah, that's true. That is true. But the fucking herpes is not on the news 24/7. So like, CNN is not like, everybody stay home or you're going to get herpes. Like the herpes outbreak in China, like there's no coverage of it. I don't know. Like I said, I think CNN should be like held responsible, but who's going to hold CNN responsible? You know, who's going to hold an organization that big responsible for fucking doing this? Because the problem is that technically, like, you could make the argument that the media has the moral high ground by reporting on this, because the way they're phrasing everything, epidemic, pandemic, people are dying, people are getting sick, these things are all technically true, but they're not, like, it's not as bad as they're making it seem. They're making it seem like there's no fucking, like, this is the only virus in the history of fucking humanity that has killed people, and there's never been another virus, you know, nobody's ever died from anything ever, and it's just this coronavirus that is like new and different, when it's really not. All right, what else can I watch here? COVID-19, let's see. 50 confirmed cases in Ohio, where I currently am. 12 number of counties in Ohio? What does that mean? Oh, 12 counties with cases. 333 cumulative number of individuals under health supervision. You know what I thought? What I want to do? I want to like, how can I infect myself with the coronavirus? Like, how do I do this? I'm kind of surprised I'm not already infected, to tell you the truth. Like, I've been in fucking 8 different airports in the past week, and I'm like touching people. I'm touching my face. I think I've showered like 1 time. Like, how do I not have it? You know, and I haven't been in like clean places. I've been in fucking casinos, like nightclubs. Like, I'm a filthy human being. Like, how do I not have this? So my idea is like to intentionally infect myself with the coronavirus and then like get over it like a normal person and show that it's really not that bad. So if any of you have any ideas on how I can do that, let me know. Let's look up coronavirus Thailand. Thailand reports 30 new coronavirus cases. Thailand enacts shutdowns to curb spread of coronavirus. Thailand plans to close bars, schools, halt cockfights to curb coronavirus. Well, they're stopping their cockfights, you know, then you know it's serious, right? Let's see. I guess I'll... Man, can't go anywhere, can't do anything. This is terrible. Trump proposes sending relief checks directly to Americans. Yeah, that'd be fun. How do I get free money? Bangkok. Thailand's government has enacted stronger measures to combat the spread of the coronavirus, including postponing the country's biggest holiday. Oh, that's right, the fucking water festival. Shutting down schools and closing bars. The restrictions are not as sweeping as in many other countries where businesses have been shut and people have been urged or forced to stay at home. In a televised speech Tuesday, Prime Minister Prayuth Chan-ocha sought to reassure citizens that for now fighting the virus does not mean closing down the country. Thank God. Should I just go there? I don't have any money. The measures were approved at a cabinet meeting at which all attendees wore face masks and sat 1 meter apart. The plan to postpone Songkran, the annual 3-day traditional New Year's holiday in April, is one of a number of measures to discourage the gathering and movement of large numbers of people. Millions of Thais normally travel from the cities to their hometowns to celebrate the holiday, which will be rescheduled at a later date. All public and private educational institutions will be closed starting Wednesday until further notice. The Ministry of Education said gatherings such as bars, karaoke parlors, movie theaters, gymnasiums, boxing stadiums, and other sports venues will be subject to closure as ordered by provincial governors. Such venues in Bangkok will also close for 2 weeks beginning Wednesday. The closing of restaurants and malls in Bangkok will be at the discretion of its governor. Meanwhile, restaurants are required to implement strict disinfection procedures and health safety measures. Several in Bangkok have already halted table service and are only providing takeout and delivery. Blah, blah, blah. The governors of 2 provinces, Buriram in the northeast and Uthai Thani in the north, have already regulated travelers with health checks and banned gatherings of more than 50 people. Oh, and then like, you know what I fucking hate about this shit? Like, I hate all news. Like, this is why I think most people are stupid, really, because they accept whatever initial message. Like, basically, they read the headline, they don't read the article. It's the simplest way to put it, and that's an applicable description of their behavior in every area of life. You know, headline and article could be like a metaphor, right? How many, like halfway down, literally halfway down this article, what does it say here? Where did it say? Shit, I already missed it. While the new coronavirus can be deadly, particularly for the elderly and people with other health problems, for most people it causes only mild or moderate symptoms such as fever and cough. Some people feel no symptoms at all, and the vast majority of people recover. There's like 2 sentences halfway down, and then it's like all this other retarded shit. What's up, Miriam Digaburi? Did you see the video of the guy yelling at the reporter and she just rolled her eyes? Watch Containment on Netflix if you haven't seen it. Great pandemic series. I'm 90% sure I had it the other week. Dry cough, no energy for 3 days, but no runny nose or anything. Yeah, same here. I think I also had it, to be honest with you. I've said this before, but like maybe 2-3 weeks ago, I fucking got sick, was coughing a lot. The first day that I had it, I slept all day. I slept for 24 hours. Like, I slept at night, no, actually more, because I slept at night. I slept the night before, and then the whole day, and then another night. So 36 hours. And I ate a bunch of garlic and went to bed. Chicago shut down bars, but only hours after they made sure everyone Their St. Patrick's Day money shows how serious this is. Oh, today's St. Patrick's Day. That's right. Huh. Oh, well. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's all dumb. So, let's see here. Under plans apparently not yet implemented, they would also be required to self-isolate for 14 days after arrival. What does that say? Oh. Yeah, they want to like quarantine people from other countries temporarily. Oh, okay, that's Thailand. Let's see, what else should we look up? What about coronavirus vaccine? I think they're working on one in Israel. I think I read that. Oh, maybe not. Coronavirus vaccine, Israel. Israeli Research Center to announce it developed coronavirus vaccine. I'm hoping that says coronavirus vaccine, sources say. Scientists at the Biological Research Institute are making significant breakthroughs in understanding coronavirus, the sources say, but a long process of preclinical and clinical trials is to follow. Blah, blah, blah. Asked about the development, Defense Ministry said, there has been no breakthrough in the efforts of the Biological Institute to find a vaccine. Oh, there's been no breakthrough? What the fuck, dude? God, I hate clickbait so much. Everyone's just milking this coronavirus shit, like, for as much as they can, huh? Who's Rules for Rebels? Aren't you like a marketing guy? Like, how can we make money off this coronavirus nonsense? Like, t-shirts? Masks? Like, what can we do? Let's look up on AliExpress. AliExpress, like health mask. Man, I bet these guys are crushing it now. This coronavirus is just a hoax. Don't know what's the objective. I only know that people are so stupid that believe and do everything the media say. We're so stupid and we deserve this. Yeah, that's not true. I mean, that's not untrue, I guess, is what I mean. I read an interesting article that said that like the media is, when I say the media, I mean like major news stations like CNN, MSNBC, like all the big ones on TV. The reason they're doing it is to like, the reason they fucking do everything is to smear Trump, right? It's basically like, this bad thing is happening, and here's why like Trump is bad, because he's not handling it properly, right? So like the more that they can capture people's attention with something like this, the more frequently they can link that to like saying negative things about Trump is like basically what it said. And the justification was that like during the swine flu, which is like fucking a million times worse, there was nothing like this. Like the I guess Fox News is really the only one. They didn't like go after Obama, you know, for doing it. I don't know. I hate politics anyway. All right, let's look at these surgical masks. $37 for 50 pieces. Let's see. Do you think people would buy these? Is anybody buying masks? This is so dumb. You know, in Asia, people will wear masks when they're sick, even if they just have the cold. They'll wear a mask. It's like considered polite. And they have all kinds of like cool designs. It's like a fashion statement to wear these masks. Yeah. I don't know. Bug out bags. That's a good idea. Do you think the people who are contracting it are being quote unquote less careful and not as diligent about hand washing? I don't know, man. I don't think I've washed my hands once in the past like 6 months. Like, not even joking, man. I never wash my hands. I got sick, but like I got over it in a week. I think the people who are like, think about it like this. Like, here's how I see it. Do I think any of the CNN anchors are hot? No, I don't. We'll get back to that in a second. The only news station with attractive women on it is fucking Fox News. Like, we'll come back to that. But the hand washing thing, like, okay, so here's what I think. You have some people who are healthy, who like take care of their health as defined by regular exercise, which will strengthen your immune system, eating natural food, specifically meat and eggs and things like garlic and onions, which will like boost your immune system as well. And just in general, being like happy, positive people, having relatively low stress, right? You have those types of people who are healthy and I think more disease resistant. And then you have the opposite, which is the majority of people, which is that they don't make any sort of conscious, they don't put any intention into their thoughts. Like if they have negative thoughts, they just let them like completely steamroll them, which will cause more stress. They smoke cigarettes, they drink alcohol, they ingest things or perform activities that will make them that will like increase stress in their life and like lower their immunity, lower their like the effectiveness of their immune system. And they don't exercise. So basically, healthy people and unhealthy people. You could take somebody like me, for example, fucking inject me with the coronavirus right now and I'll recover faster. I might not even get it. It's possible. I might not even get it. I believe, right? I'm not a fucking doctor or scientist or anything, but you know, I've been around sick people before and not gotten sick. You know what I mean? So like you basically have healthy people and unhealthy people. People who have a weakened immune system are more susceptible to shit like this. People who are healthy are not, which is why you'll see people now who are like, what I think is that the people who are healthy, who have a history of having good health, they care less about this coronavirus shit because they have reference experiences in the past where they're like, oh, I've been around people who were sick before and I haven't gotten sick because I'm a healthy person and I do certain things in my life to make sure that I'm healthy. So why should this be any different? You know? Oops. That's what I think. And then you have other people who don't put any effort into being healthy at all, which is most people, to be fair. And they're like, oh my God, another virus. I get sick all the time. I'm always sick. You know, there's people like that who are like, oh, I get sick all the time. I always have a headache. I always feel like shit. Everything's bad in my life. You know, fucking complain about everything. You got people like that, you know, what can you do? As for like hot news anchors, first of all, I can't even name any of the news anchors at CNN because I fucking hate CNN, except Anderson Cooper. I guess he's good looking, but I don't know if that's what you meant. You're talking about girls, right? Like generally, like in my experience, girls who are conservative or who come from a conservative background politically are more attractive. Sorry, but like, not always, to be fair, not always. But like for example, girls who have like a bunch of tattoos and pink hair and shit like that, a bunch of piercings, which most of the time is not a good look, really. Like, let's be honest. Most of the time, those girls, they're like overweight, they don't exercise, they don't take care of their health. They're just, not that they're gross, like they can still be attractive, but most of the time they're not, you know what I mean? Those girls are more like liberal, you know what I mean? Whatever, I don't do whatever you want, but like the ones who don't do those things are more likely to be attractive. Not necessarily for that reason alone. There are exceptions, of course. Like when I was in Colorado right now, very liberal state, there were a ton of hot girls there. I didn't like ask what their political background was, but you know, anyway, just my experience. Conservative girls are hotter. Sorry, but like, it's just my experience. No offense to anybody. The guy who rented a U-Haul and bought all bleach wipes in the States, he sold them on Amazon at up to 50%. Account removed and faces charges. That's maybe a little extreme to buy, because like, okay, it's one thing to like, first of all, he bought all the wipes in the state in one U-Haul. I don't know, I find that hard to believe. Selling them for 50 times the price. So what do you buy for $3? You sold it for $150. Honestly, man, that's a tax on stupid people. If you're dumb enough to fucking pay $100 for a thing of wipes, like how fucking dumb are you? Facing charges. What charges is he facing exactly? Like what laws did he break? Really, I'm honestly curious. Like, what is he being charged with? You know, being an asshole, like endangering public health. I guess you could make that argument. I don't agree with that, but. In DK, we have only 4 dead cases, but media do not inform how old they were and if they have any other coexisting disease. Media manipulation is huge. Yeah, welcome to the fucking media. Nobody, they report 2 things: how many people are infected and how many people die. If there's an article about it, it's fucking 2,000 words, and the part about them being like 100 years old with health complications for years is like 3/4 of the way down. It's crazy. Like, how do people not like understand this? It's like I said earlier, they just read the headline, they don't read the fucking article. Let's see what we can get on AliExpress. Coronavirus. It's pretty much just masks. So okay, so the way that I see it, I expect this shit to go on for another 2 weeks, right? I think at the end of March, actually, okay, so what is it now? Let's look at the calendar. So today's Tuesday. I think for the rest of this week, because if you look at the trend is still going negative, right? Businesses are closing, like everything's getting canceled, and I expect that to continue for the rest of this week and also next week. I think everything also next week is going to be closed, and I think by the end of next week, people are going to start to get bored and going to be like, all right, this is really not that big a deal. I can't fucking sit at home and watch the coronavirus news channel fucking 24/7 anymore. Like, I'm like, my family's driving me crazy. Like, when can we get back to the normal world? So I expect this week and next week to be like, at the end of next week, I expect the downward trend to stop. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I would say at the end of this week, the downward trend is already going to stop. Because like, what else can you do, right? Like I said earlier, I work in the mall. Everything is pretty much closed. Like yesterday, we had maybe like 20% of the stores closed. Today, it's around 70%. So tomorrow, I expect the mall itself to close, and I expect that to happen in the rest of the United States as well. And the mall is like one of the only places that's still left that you can actually go and fucking do something during the day in public, you know, in like a corporate environment. So for the rest of the week, people aren't gonna be able to do shit except go to the grocery store and stay home. What else? Like, actually, what else can you do? Nothing. So I expect the downward trend to like continue to go until tomorrow, or sorry, until the end of this week. And then next week, it's just going to like flatline, right? Next week is going to be like the week of observation, where people are just going to fucking watch the news the whole time and see like, oh my God, how many people got infected today with the coronavirus? And then eventually they're going to be like, all right, you know, this isn't really so bad anymore. Let's like open the stores again. I want to go shopping or something. Or like, I need to go to work and pay my rent. That's my prediction. And then April, I expect everything to kind of, I'm not going to say like April 1st, everything's going to open immediately and like everything will be good, but I kind of am, right? Like the vibe that I'm getting about this whole quote unquote pandemic is that everybody is very tuned in to what's happening, and people want it to be over as fast as possible. And I predict that things will pick back up as quickly as they dropped off, right? Because if you look at what's happened in the past few days, shit fucking came to a halt like ASAP. NBA like in less than a week, even 4 or 5 days, you know, NBA canceled their season, stores started closing, restaurants are closing, bars are closing, everything's fucking completely shutting down because people are like, they have their finger on the pulse. And I expect things to get like to pick back up immediately. And when they pick back up, they're not going to like close everything again because it's not going to be as coordinated as it is right now. My prediction, and I'm always right, so you have to agree. Colorado hot girl right here, no tattoos or piercings. Eliza Day, you're so cute. Eliza Day, did you come to Flatiron Crossing? Did I do a demo on you? Is that how you found my channel? How's that possible? Where do you? Oh, you said you live in Denver. Price gouging laws in his state. Yeah, okay. I guess that makes sense. Price gouging, I guess that's a crime. I think you can charge 10 times the normal price in some states. Remember Coney 2014? Vaguely. Wasn't that like the African dictator or something? You know what this reminds me of is, do you remember, I forget what it was, but remember when everybody on Facebook changed their profile picture to be like a rainbow background or something? And it was like, I forget what it was, some like gay hate crime or something like that. Oh, wasn't it when there was some vote for gay marriage? That was what it was, right? It's the same vibe right now everywhere, except honestly, I guess that's less deadly because like voting for gay marriage, somebody's gonna get killed from that. But it's like the same thing. It's all this virtue signaling. Like, I respect, you know, I want everybody to live. I don't want anybody to die from the coronavirus. Let's all stay at home and do nothing. Okay, I guess like, I don't want to say better safe than sorry. I don't know. I mean, I'm wondering like, is it really that big of a deal to like shut down civilization for 2 weeks? Actually, yeah, I kind of think it is. I don't know, whatever. What I was thinking yesterday in the live stream, I was like, oh, I'm gonna break my computer like this. I was thinking like, what if this actually encouraged people to start being healthier on their own to reduce the risk of infection normally? Like, are we gonna see an increase in gym memberships after this? Are we going to see an increase in like people buying more vitamins, for example? Not that I think vitamins are necessarily that good, but like that's what like your average person, that's the connection that they'd make in their head. It's like, oh God, I can't get sick next time for the next virus. I'm going to go buy some vitamins right now. I'm going to start taking vitamins. Like what, like remember after 9/11, you know, all this shit changed basically. That actually changed a lot of shit, right? Airports, fucking, I don't know, all kinds of shit. I can't think of anything else, I guess. I guess just airports and like, I don't know, what else changed after 9/11? Terrorism shit? Whatever. Anyway, that changed a bunch of stuff. I wonder what's going to change after this. Somebody who watched the live stream yesterday was like, it's going to encourage more businesses to be open to the idea of people working remotely. I think that's possible, I guess. Doesn't seem like such a dramatic change to me, having more remote workers, maybe. I think in startups, he actually gave the example of startups, but I think one of the perks of working at a startup is actually being able to go to the office and like play ping pong or, you know, whatever they do at startups. You know, they've got all these like new age rules like, oh, we have a ping pong table. We have free licorice, you know, free red vines. You can eat as many as you want. Free, whatever, lunch credit. But like if you work in some shitty office job, like a normal office with a, you know, boomer boss who like looks over your shoulder all the time at work, that might be good. Those people might come to the future. That'd be cool, I guess. I live in Colorado. Which plan? Reno and Lodo are awesome for DTF girls. Sunday, Monday was the peak of craziness. What was that? Yesterday and today? Sunday, Monday. Yeah, I think so too. I think Sunday, Monday was like, okay, like a lot of stuff kind of happened at once, right? Just a lot of news, a lot of like, plus also think about it. On Sunday, people are off from work normally. There's nothing to do. So they're more likely to watch the news. Like the video that I posted on Sunday got a lot of views. The one yesterday, not so many because people went back to work. Normally, like on YouTube, that's kind of a thing. Is that like the weekends tend to be better for views and stuff like that because people, you know, have nothing else to do. Or it's, you could make the argument they don't have anything to do because they're not at work for 8 hours. They can watch more videos. Reno and Lodo, I don't know where that is. Carnivore Freely. I always went to, when I went out, I went to Temple and Church, the two nightclubs. But there was, I don't know, the scene there, like, I'm not really sure. Like, there were, I mean, I managed to find a girl every night that was like interested in like whatever, hooking up or, you know, giving me her number or something, I guess. But I didn't really feel like it was necessarily that kind of scene. Like at there's this one night called Temple in Denver, and it was like a bunch of electronic music, which is not necessarily bad, but a lot of people just go there to like do drugs and fucking listen to music, which is okay. Like do whatever you want, but it's not really like that much of like a hookup kind of place. Not that they wouldn't be open to that, but it's just not. The girls that were there, they didn't like, it's not like Vegas where they wear like little short dresses and high heels and go to fucking get hammered and like hook up with guys. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Yellow vests in France. China's uprising. You don't think they make this fake disease up? No one's taking vaccines. Grand solar minimum. I don't know what does that even mean. Made food shortages from last year? No, I don't. Do I think that they made this disease up? No, I think you're giving too much credit to the people, to bureaucrats, right? Like, do you, Brandon, are you American? Like, what, do you live in a state that has a DMV? You have a state that has a post office? Like, think, and no offense if anybody actually works in the post office, like maybe a little offense, but like, think of your average DMV worker or your average fucking post office worker and think of like their supervisor. Do you think that person is intelligent enough to like orchestrate this like virus? Come on, man. The thing with the like what's the problem is that it's not predictable. You know what I mean? You can't really predict what's going to happen. if you release a virus, other than there's going to be like chaos, right? And I would say there's better ways to do that, like a nuke or something. Like I feel, well, maybe a nuke wouldn't like stop civilization. No, man, I think it's like media hype, really, is what it comes down to. Like, okay, let's say the virus is really that bad in China, which is not to talk shit about China. I love China. I love Chinese people, Chinese food, whatever. But it's kind of like a third world country, The awful sewage system, awful sanitation system, people fucking spitting on the street. By the way, do you know that about China? That they don't. What I'm thinking is that because it's such a big country and they have 2 billion people, they don't sell a lot of tissues because 2 billion people using tissues is going to be fucking disgusting. So they spit on the street, right? If you guys don't know this about China, like you'll see like grandmas like hawking loogies like in the street, like and fucking spitting everywhere. So like, what do you think's going to happen in a country where everyone fucking spits everywhere? Like, gross, disgusting. Of course, if you have a disease, it's going to spread more from people fucking spitting everywhere. You know what I mean? And like a bad sewage system. And it's China. Come on. And they export a ton of shit also. I guess you could make the argument that like the virus could get on whatever, some little cheap electronics or something. Yeah, of course it's more likely to happen there. Italy, they have a lot of older population there, right? Older generally implies less healthy. So like that explains that. And then the hysteria in the United States is just like CNN. I always blame CNN just because they seem to be like the most dominant news organization out there, at least now. They'll literally like jump on anything, any trend, and try and turn it back to blame it on Trump because the election is this year. And like, you better believe, like I'm calling it right now, when the 2020 election happens, assuming it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it'll be Biden or Bernie, one of the two, really. Whoever it is, they're going to be like, you didn't handle the coronavirus properly, blah, blah, blah. Like this happened, that happened. Remains to be seen what's actually going to happen. I'm not sure. I don't like, do I think Trump is handling this properly? I don't know. I think it's a bit extreme, but with the momentum going in this direction anyway, like you can't really, like what can he do? You know what I mean? He can't say, well, actually Starbucks, you have to stay open, or Apple Store, you have to stay open. Like this is where the trend is going. It's already going in this direction. So like, what else can you do? Like businesses are going to close. Nobody's fucking outside anyway. You can't tell people like, okay guys, actually it's not really that big of a deal. Just go outside, because then media fucking jumps down his throat. Who's calling me? Go home and wash your hands and do more live mukbangs. Okay, I will. I love the text messages I get from people. Are viruses real? I don't think nukes are real. You don't think nukes are real? All right. Do you know our schools have been providing us fake data since the birth of schools? What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. What is your favorite Scandinavian country? Let's see, well, I'm actually part Norwegian, so I don't know. My last name is Odin, so like to give you an idea, it's a pretty Norwegian last name. As far as like people that I've actually met who are Scandinavian, honestly, like I like Danish people, straight up. Like I don't think I've ever met, well, that's not true. When I was traveling Vietnam the first time, was that 2 years ago? I met these two Danish guys who like, it was kind of funny. Like whatever, long story. I don't know, I'll tell it right now, but like, whatever, I'll tell it anyway. So I went to a club in Vietnam, and like, there was this girl who I'd been talking to all day, and like, whatever, we're like flirting all day, and like, I knew she liked me, and like, we all went out, like all, she was like traveling with the group, and I went out also, and like, whatever, it's one of these like hostel parties, and she was like gyrating in front of me. I was so tired because I'd like been on a bus the night before and I was exhausted. And she's like fucking shaking her ass in front of me, and I was like, oh my god, man, like why am I not doing anything? Why do I not just like grab this girl right now? Anyway, I didn't do anything. I just kind of bitched out, and I went up to my room, and I like went in the room, and there were like, it's a hostel, there were 3 beds in the room, right? And these 2 Danish guys were in there, and I was the third bed. And I like open the door, like throw my shit down, and they're like, what's up, man? How are you? How's it going? You know how it is, like people give like a casual greeting, and then occasionally you'll get somebody who like answers the greeting as if they're actually asking how you are, and it's not just like polite conversation. So that's what I did. I was like, well, actually, like this just happened and that just happened. And I told them the story, and me telling them that story led to like a 3-hour conversation. Okay, fine, 2-hour conversation. This is like at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, we had this like 2-hour conversation, and from then we like traveled to Vietnam together for like 2 more weeks. We're like inseparable. So Denmark, I guess, is my answer. Danish people are cool. The Danish girls, no offense, any Danish girls who are watching this, but like Danish girls, like they seem to have like taken the feminism thing like a little too far. Like you can't even make jokes around them about like women should stay in the kitchen, shit like that. Like a joke, really. Like, come on. Girls make jokes about guys all the time. Like you're not allowed to. They're like actually like fake getting offended. It's like, who do you think you are? But you know, they get over it pretty quick, so it's not a big deal. So Denmark, basically. Brandon Esteban, can you tell me more about this, like what you said here? Do you know our schools have been providing us fake data since the birth of schools? I mean, like they teach things that are not true in school? Every election cycle has a disease, swine flu, Ebola. Why are police and officials allowed to roam freely? It's 1,000% hoax. I mean, if you like don't have police on the streets now, then you get people looting businesses. Because think about it, it's like everybody's at home, martial law basically, and there's no police. Then like people, like criminals, will just go out and be like, oh, there's no police out right now. Like, let's go fucking steal some TVs. So of course the police have to be out. Like, is that not clear to you? Like, whatever. I'm not saying police are like these like angels who do everything right all the time. No, of course not. But you need police. Like you want to live in a country that has police. You know, you don't want to live in a place that has no police. You understand? And American police, like, okay, fine, you have corruption everywhere, but like, I don't know. Everyone hates police till you fucking need one. It's like lawyers. It's like everyone hates lawyers till you need a lawyer, and then they're fucking your best friends. I love lawyers now because I used to need one. The president always gets shit. Obama certainly did. Obama did get shit also, but you can't compare it to the amount of shit that Trump gets, right? Ever since, like, I would say in the year build up to the 2016 election, every news article, and I remember watching it before he got elected, and I was like, he's going to win because the media is so obsessed with everything that he does. Every article about him is free promotion for him. Is like, who knows anything about fucking Biden? Does anybody know anything about fucking Joe Biden? I don't know shit about Joe Biden. Like, actually nothing. I know a ton about Trump and what he's been doing for no reason other than like when I like open my phone, you know, sometimes like on an iPhone, if you swipe all the way, if you go like all the way to like, you know, to the left, it'll have like the news articles. It'll have like the headlines. Every single day, there's at least one article about Trump. So like you read the headlines. I know so much about Trump. You know, he's in front of my face all the time because the media is so obsessed with him that they fucking write this shit and they're giving him free promotion every time they do. Bernie. I guess like I know a little more about Bernie, but like when do you ever see a fucking headline with Bernie? Bernie did this, Bernie did that, Bernie fucking said this. Like, never. What else did this person say? Let's talk about fasting. All this fucktard shit is making me want to eat. All right, what do you want to know about fasting? You know, don't eat. There you go. That's all you got to do. What is there really to say about fasting? That's what I don't understand. It's like, how does Snake Diet guy fucking talk so much about fasting? How does he do it? I don't get it. But yeah, you have questions about fasting, like, you know, the questions about fasting, they all come down to like 3 things. It's like, can I fast for this length of time? Can I refeed on this? And then like, if I fast for this long and then refeed on this, is that okay? Or like, can I take medication while I fast? I don't know. Maybe I like simplify things too much. I don't think there's much nuance to fasting, really, to be honest with you. Yeah, good times. All right. And besides, like, I don't know. Not that I have to talk about the coronavirus, but like, this is just what people... Oh, by the way, only 4 likes on this video. You should all be ashamed of yourself. Like this video right now. Do it right now. Click that like button, Areno. Click it. I should have asked you like fucking 30 minutes ago when I started doing this. Come on, help a brother out. Let me pimp out my YouTube channel with some more likes. Who else is telling the truth about the coronavirus? Actually, I kind of want to know who else is telling the truth about it. Well, when I say the truth, I mean like, you know. Let's see. Like, you know what this made me realize is that I should just make videos about current events, really. I don't need to make fucking health and fitness videos. What else can you even say about health and fitness videos, really? Like, nothing. I just have to make videos about whatever the equivalent of the coronavirus is all the time. Fucking Taylor Swift, like Kim Kardashian. I don't know, whatever. Just give my opinion on that. Like, what's that guy's name? Fucking the like longtime YouTuber. Joe DeFranco? Is that it? Something DeFranco? Philip DeFranco. That's what it is. Let's look on Instagram. Who left me a comment? Bevo Boral. My husband's name is Stuart, and I think it's great. No one ever forgets it. All right. That's interesting. Hashtag coronavirus. 4 million fucking posts on this. I'll bet you it's all memes. Oh my god. Show me the posts. Instagram. Nothing interesting. This morning, a White House official referred to hashtag coronavirus as Kung Flu to my face. Makes me wonder if what they're calling it behind my back. Oh my god. Oh my god. You should be outraged. Oh, the nerve of these people. Kung Flu. Oh my god, to make a joke about something. How racially insensitive. Oh god. Oh god, there's so much to hate about this coronavirus thing. What is this picture of this hot girl? She's like, it's this like hot girl in a bathrobe, and the like caption is like my quarantine. She's like half naked. I love it. This girl knows how to fucking capitalize on this shit. Social distancing, what does it mean? Avoid group gatherings, sleepovers, playdates, concerts, theater outings, athletic events, crowded retail stores, malls, workouts and gyms. Boo. Visitors in your house, non-essential workers in your house, mass transit systems. Caution. Visit a local restaurant. Visit grocery stores. Get takeout. Pick up medications. Play tennis in a park. Visiting the library, church services, traveling. Safe. Take a walk. Let's see. Take a walk, yard work, play in your yard, clean out a closet, read a good book, listen to music, cook a meal, family game night, go for a drive, group video chats, stream a favorite show, check on a friend or elderly neighbor. All right, what else is there? When you talk to people, do you already assume you are smarter than them? I kind of do. Actually. Like, I do. But I think most people do. I think most people think that they're smarter than most other people. That's the... I've heard that statistic somewhere. It's like some psychology, whatever. There's like a name for it, I think, where you think everybody's an idiot except you. Or like you think that, for example, in... psychological tests, right? When they do like a psychological study, the people that are going in for the study, or like when you read a psychological study and you see that like you hear, these people responded this way when they were put in this situation, we're testing like this psychological, concept. You read that study and you're like, that would never happen to me. I wouldn't do that, But then when they put you in that situation, if you hadn't known about it beforehand, you actually do end up doing that. Now, that said, I actually do think I am smarter than most people, and I think the reason is that I try to simplify things into one sentence. You'll hear me like, if I say to people frequently, I'm like, give me the one sentence explanation. Like if we broach a topic that's like whatever, if I ask a question like, oh my god, like, oh, I can't start talking about that, it's just way too long for me to explain it, and I'll be like, give me the one sentence explanation. And it like, I got this idea from reading a book by Nassim Taleb, who's like one of my favorite authors. Definitely go buy all his books and read them, or listen to the audiobooks. They're also very entertaining. But in his book, I think this is actually a Yiddish proverb or something, or Jewish proverb or phrase or something, where it says like, if you can't explain something while standing on one foot, then you don't really understand it, which is really what it is. So I was like, oh yeah, that actually makes sense. And I've actually found many times where I'm trying to explain something and I'm like, wow, I actually don't understand this. Like, I can't explain it in one sentence, or while standing on one foot, meaning like in under 20 seconds. Yeah, I guess most people, I would say, like, one person who there are a few people who I will admit I don't think I'm smarter than them. I have one friend. He's like one of these people who's like really smart and an asshole about it. I don't think I'm really quite that bad. This guy's like an actual asshole. I would say he is smarter than me. Okay, there, I said it. And this other guy, the guy who I'm doing the like pickup coaching from, Todd V, or Todd Valentine, I also think he's smarter than me. There's other people. I just can't think of them. I'm in Italy, and if you try to make jokes about the coronavirus, even your family turns against you. Whatever, man. It's Italy. Like, Italy is like herd mentality. You know what I mean? The Italian culture is so strong that you can't, if you do something that you're not supposed to do, it's like, oh my God, whatever. She's Catholic. She didn't marry a Catholic. Oh God, we'll never forgive her for this. So social pressure in Italy is pretty bad. All right, what did you say here, Tiffany Burton? I just want to stress eat. I'm a good faster, but emotions, Alea, get in my way. Other than that, I'm a pro. No one ever talks about how to actually fast as long as you try to without breaking early because of freaking emotions. What does that mean? No one ever talks about how to actually fast as long as you try to without breaking early because of freaking emotions. I mean, if you're fasting and you're tempted to eat because of emotions, then I think what that really means is that you're tempted to eat because of hunger, I think, is what it really is. Because when you get really hungry, first of all, it's time to eat. Actually, like, like, I'm talking like really hungry. Like, you've been fasting for even 48 hours. I have trouble fasting for longer than 48 hours, really. And I don't even do 48s that often. I just don't see the reason. If I do 40, it's rare that I'll do 72 hours. Like, rare. Once in a while. I don't even do 48s that often because it's hard for me because I work out, and like it, when you add exercise to a fast, it multiplies the effectiveness of the fast by a lot, like you don't need to do it that often. So, knocking on my door, whatever. No. So like, and I've noticed towards the end of my fast, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, like I'm losing my mind. Like, I start reading articles about food. I start like looking at pictures of food. I'm like, okay, I should probably eat. Like, what's the point of, how much longer do I really need to do this? I guess you have to ask yourself the question, why are you fasting in the first place? Are you way overweight? Then I don't really think it'll be that hard for you to fast. If you're just like borderline like eating disorder, anorexic, and you're like, trying to fast because like, you think weighing 103 pounds is too heavy, you want to get down to like 99 because that's what you weighed in high school, like, a little extreme. I guess you have to have the right reasons, so it makes what it means. This is what happens to your face when you come in contact with coronavirus. Horrible. Did you post a link? I can't see it. DNC, anyone you know die. No one that I know. Sup, y'all, I love your vids. What's up, nodding? I love your comments that I've never seen before, but thank you. 42s. So what is a 42? Is that like, let's say you eat at night and then you go another day, then you would eat the next morning. Is that what that is? Or like the next day at lunch? That's what that sounds like to me. Are you how fat are you, Tiffany Burton? Like, should I look you up on Instagram? Probably won't find you. There's probably a lot of Tiffany Burtons out there. Tiffany Burton. Ooh, there's a lot. Yeah, I probably won't find you. Are you on IMDb? Were you on Lizzie McGuire? Hmm. Oh, wait. Wasn't Lizzie McGuire? Wasn't that Hillary Duff? Or was that someone else? Are you married to Jose Rojos? Do you have one child? Sorry, it's kind of creepy. But if that's you, let me know. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah. Where am I gonna cop my tendies? I don't know. Tiffany Burton, you think you're smarter than me? That's funny. 5'9", 155. Yeah, that's probably a little bit more than well, actually 5'9", that's kind of tall for a girl. Are you do you have I don't know. What's your goal weight? Like 120 is probably too low. Like I would say, I wanted to ask like how big are your boobs, because like it's relevant, I guess. If you have like huge boobs, like that's gonna add some weight. But even if they are huge, I would say like at 5'9", that's pretty tall for a girl. Maybe like 135 would be like a good weight, like 20 pounds to lose maybe. It's not that hard, really. Like, are you exercising? Honestly, you could lose 20 pounds in a month, really. Like, it's not as hard. It's not complicated, I guess. It's not easy, I guess is probably a better way of saying it. But if you don't eat for fucking if you eat every other day, you'll be fine. You know what I mean? Like you eat what is today? Fucking Wednesday? No, Tuesday. You eat Tuesday, you don't eat Wednesday. You eat Thursday, you don't eat Friday, you know? Also try the raw meat. Like I ate the raw meat and fucking guacamole yesterday. I already feel like I lost weight. So you know. I'm very muscular. My goal is 140, large boobs. Wow, call me. No, I'm joking. But I'm not really. No, but I am. I'm joking. Yeah, 140. That's a good goal. So 15 pounds, like it's not hard, you know. That's not hard to lose. Like I would say if you do, so okay, Tiffany Burton, here's my prescription for you. Like I know you're not I'm assuming you're not a vegan. I would say do 48s. Like, are you eating at night or the morning? Let's assume you're eating at night. I think it's better to eat at night. I know Snake That Guy says the morning, blah, 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 but like, I like eating at night. Eat at night. Your meal should be raw meat and guacamole. That's your meal. You can eat as much raw meat and guacamole as you want. And while you're eating the guacamole, you can eat chips. The chips have to be made from something natural. For example, what do I mean by that? You can eat chips that are actually made of potatoes, right? Where it's like they sliced a potato very thin and fried it in oil or whatever they did. You can eat that, right? As opposed to a tortilla chip, which is they blend a bunch of shit up and cut it into the shape of a tortilla chip and fry it or something. You can eat those, right, with the guacamole. That's my rule. I like to buy the guacamole from Aldi. They have home style guacamole. It's got garlic, onions, like all kinds of good shit in it for like $3. And the raw meat, I recommend grass fed. But if you can't get grass fed, it's not the end of the world. Like if you're gonna eat ground beef, grass fed is really good. It might be hard to find right now, but you can get it at Walmart. You can get it at Aldi. You can get it at Trader Joe's. Like you can find it. You know what I mean? I don't know how much you eat, but what I do, I don't know if you saw the stream from yesterday, but I ate one of those packages of guacamole with chips. That was like my appetizer, right? A ton of guacamole. And then I ate just over a pound of chuck beef cut into like the little cubes. I just ate it raw. And that was my meal. That was all I ate. Oh, I had 2 Kit Kat bars, dark chocolate. That was my meal. That's all I ate. So yeah, that was like, and I was full after that. Like the good thing about eating like this is that you don't feel tempted to emotionally eat. I probably should have said that in the beginning. In my experience, what I've noticed is that when I eat a meal that's very high in fat combined with meat or eggs, I don't feel like snacking afterwards. Like I bought the 2 Kit Kat bars and I ate them and I enjoyed it, but like I don't have any food here anyway, but like, well, maybe if I had food, I would have eaten more. Maybe that's also part of the secret. Anyway, here's what you do: guacamole, chips, and raw meat. That's it. And eat that every 2 days. Honestly, you don't even have to eat that every 2 days. Just do it once a day. You'll be fine. You know, I don't, as long as you're exercising, 15 pounds, like if I eat like I ate last night every day, I'll probably drop like at least 6 or 7 pounds in a week. Like I've probably lost maybe two pounds since last night, you know, some of that is water, whatever, but like, I don't care. I'll still, like, a pound is a pound. Is it water? Is it fat? I don't give a shit. As long as I look thinner, that's all that matters. Just as or smarter. I don't know. Tiffany Burton, maybe we'll have like a spelling bee or something. We can like compete to see who's smarter. The lower your body fat, the harder it is to fast. In my opinion, that's true. I would say the lower your body fat and also the more active you are, which could arguably like go together. 145 at that height is perfect. It depends. Everybody's body is different. Depends how much muscle you have. Depends, like, if you're a woman, also you're gonna have like boobs, you know what I mean? And like probably more fat on your ass also. You have to enjoy yourself. Life is too short for me to be eating raw meat. I'd rather fast and just eat healthy when I eat, but good tasting. Have you ever tried raw meat? I'm going to say no, you haven't, because it is very enjoyable. Spotted elephant. Plus, like, you're welcome, Tiffany. At the end of the day, like, you have to think about it like this, okay? I read something on 4chan once that compared eating healthy to, they made an analogy. They said, like, eating healthy is like, what do they say? It's like you enjoy the food less. You could make the argument, like eating raw meat. I personally enjoy it. I think it's delicious with a little bit of salt or hot sauce or something, but I don't eat it to like feel really good in the, you know, if I'm eating by myself, not making a video, I eat that shit in like fucking 10 minutes. If I'm making a video and talking and blah, 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 it takes me like an hour, let's say, right? I don't do it to feel good during that time. I do it because in the remainder of the time, the other 23 hours or whatever it is, I feel amazing and my life is better. So like, I would rather feel less good during that, let's say 20 minutes that I'm eating, and feel amazing in that 23 hours plus whatever that I'm not eating, as opposed to feel like really good in that hour where I'm eating donuts or whatever and feel like shit in the remainder of the time. And like, okay, fine. I know donuts is an extreme example, and maybe raw meat is also an extreme example, but like, you know, how good do you want to feel? Really? I personally would rather feel as good as possible for as long as possible, which, fun fact, is a result from me working in a sales job for so long, where like, if I don't feel as good as possible, like, I'm not going to sell. And if I'm in a sales job and I'm not selling, there's literally no worse feeling in the world than wasting your time fucking being somewhere for free and not making any money. Time goes so slow, you just feel like shit. Plus, like, spotted elephant, not to put you on blast, but didn't you tell me you just got fucking diagnosed with cancer? Like, what are you fucking, you're still talking about eating food that tastes good? Like, what's wrong with you? Where are your priorities at? Like, don't you want to live? I mean, I don't know. It's, whatever. I just think it's weird. I don't know, whatever. Raw meat is delicious. Tartare, carpaccio. Yeah, that's true. I've actually never had steak tartare. I kind of wanted to make it. But it's like too much work. You know, I'd rather just open the package and eat it out of the package with a little salt or hot sauce. You know what I need? I need a girlfriend who's also into eating raw meat. Like, here's my ideal girl. If any of you know any girls out there who fit this description, or probably don't, or any like young girls who want to be groomed into my perfect woman, here it is. Super fit, maybe does CrossFit or yoga. I'll accept either CrossFit or yoga, or even just fucking goes to the gym. Like, I'll accept that at this point. Or like does anything physical, or maybe like played sports in high school. Like I'm lowering my standards a lot. Well, okay, no, we said perfect girl. Perfect girl is fit and active, eats raw meat also, or is open to the idea of eating raw meat. Is willing to like, I guess, somehow contribute to my YouTube channel, like filming me or like popping up in the background or something. Is willing to cook like steak tartare for me. Cook, I guess. I don't know. If it's a girlfriend, I guess she doesn't need to be Jewish. I don't know. I guess all my other preferences I probably shouldn't say. Probably like we'll start with that. Let's start with that. Let me find one of those girls. I need to join a CrossFit gym. How often do you eat a good tasting breakfast with bacon and eggs and toast? I find if I exercise, I seem to be able to lose weight without too much worry about food I eat. Of course, I'm making good. Yeah, I mean, you have to understand, like, you are not me. We are not the same person, right? Like, and again, not to put you on blast, but you asked. I've been living a healthy lifestyle since I was like 15. You know what I mean? For a very long time. So the cumulative effect of those choices has built up to be a lot, right? It's very like me eating a breakfast of bacon and eggs is different than you eating a breakfast of bacon and eggs. You know what I mean? Me exercising is different than you exercising. It's different. I can absorb more quote unquote unhealthy things than you can, or somebody like you who's in your health situation, right? Like if you're in a dire situation, you need to do fucking extreme shit, right, to get your health back on track. Don't think at all about like, oh, like my health is really bad, but like how can I enjoy my breakfast? Like I don't know. That makes sense, doesn't it? It's like if you're fucking $50,000 in debt, should you be thinking about like how you can spend money to like make yourself feel good? No, you should probably get out of debt, right? It's kind of the same thing. That said, I fucking love bacon and eggs. Like I love cooking the bacon. I love frying up some bacon and cooking eggs in the like bacon fat. I used to do that a lot. That was like my go-to meal when I was living in hostels in Australia because it was really cheap and it was good. So like what I would do is I would cook the bacon first. I'd cook like I eat like a pound of bacon a day, right? I'd work out in the morning. I'd cook up the bacon. I'd save maybe like half the fat of the bacon because there's a lot of fat. And then I would cook the eggs in the fat, and then I would put some oatmeal in there, and I would cook the oatmeal in with the eggs and like a little bit of water to like help it cook. Oh my God, that was an amazing meal. Like incredible and very cheap too. And is it healthy? Like probably not the healthiest, but if you're young and you're working out, I think you can get away with it. Great for your libido too. All that fat, amazing. Let's see. I have a question about your meat diet. I do not like most types of meats, but I do like ground meats, beef, turkey, but I know that it is not the most healthy. What are your thoughts? I don't think that, okay, so like what's the problem with ground meat? It's not that it's not the most healthy. It's just like what's in there, you know? The argument is that like they're not taking steak and grinding it up. Maybe a little bit of that. They're taking like all the like parts that nobody eats, or so I heard. Something like that, right? That said, I eat ground beef raw all the time. I don't know if you're talking about raw. One of my like go-to like let's say I go even here now, like the first thing that I'll look for when I go buy meat, if I'm going to eat it raw, is I'll look for grass-fed ground beef. That's what I look for. Like Aldi has cheap options. Walmart has cheap options. Trader Joe's has some too, a little bit more expensive. Whole Foods has some, if that's your cup of tea. But I would generally go for like the grass-fed stuff over that. When I was in Japan, I ate fucking raw pork every day. It wasn't ground pork, but it was raw. And it was fine. I felt amazing. Not quite as good tasting as beef, in my opinion. But like, I don't think that's necessarily so bad. But again, like I said, like, you're not doing this because like meat is so yummy, although I think it is. And I don't know if you're talking about raw also. Are you talking about raw? You're not doing it because like, oh boy, like I'm having so much fun eating my raw beef or my beef or meat or whatever. It's because think of it like you're making a deposit in the bank that is going to like appreciate in interest a lot in 24 hours, and then the investment is over and you have to invest again. Think about it like that. So like, who cares almost how good it tastes, really? What's the quote by Epicurus, maybe? Somebody? I want to say Epicurus. He's like, food is thy medicine and medicine is thy food, right? I might be misinterpreting this, but I think what he meant is that like, think of the food that you eat in a functional way, right? I think Snake Diet guy says like, eat with a purpose, right? It's a good way of phrasing it. But like, why did I choose meat and eggs? Is it because like I'm like a manly man and like I want to like gotta eat meat, fucking fuck salad, like no, it's because when I eat meat I feel the best, and when I eat it raw I feel even better. So that's why it's functional. In terms of like medicine be thy food, I don't really know. Like I don't know. I don't get that part, I guess. What's up, John Void? Eliza Day, groom me. All right, you got it. You got it. You are officially consider yourself to officially be in my school of grooming. I have to send you the questionnaire first. I don't want to accept you into the grooming school quite so quickly. You do have to pass a few tests first, so we'll talk. It's so weird. I'm gonna start a cult next, right? I just said I want to fast for medical benefits. I go to oncology surgeon April 9th. I want to discuss this with him. So here's the thing, spotted elephant. Like when you go, if the tool you have is a hammer, every solution is going to look like a nail, right? So if you go to a surgeon and you ask him what you should do, he's probably going to tell you should have surgery. You understand? Like you have to keep that in mind. I'm not a doctor. I guess I can't legally like give you medical advice with something like cancer. However, in a hypothetical situation, let's go to pretend land for a second. Ooh, we're in pretend land. In pretend land, if somebody were to come to me and say they have a certain type of cancer, I would say clean up your diet, start exercising, and look into natural cures for as long as possible before you look to options like surgery or chemo or radiation. That's what I would say, right? Like did you look at cancertutor.com? I get the feeling you didn't. In fact, I know you didn't, because we wouldn't be talking about this if you did. Look at cancertutor.com. There is ample evidence that chemo and radiation will kill you faster than cancer will. It'll actually kill you faster. The hair loss, that's not from cancer. That's from the cancer treatment. Your fucking teeth falling out and I guess teeth falling out. I already said the hair falling out. Having your teeth fall out is from fucking radiation and chemo. Like throwing up all the time, that's not from cancer, that's from the treatment, right? This whole like cancer industry shit where, they give you the pink ribbon and they show you with your fucking bald head, and like they show the pictures of the women who have had their breasts removed, God forbid, they're heroes and they're so brave. And like, yeah, on the one hand, okay, I guess it's good to like, be emotionally strong enough to show your disfigured body in a fucking magazine. I guess that's commendable in some way, but like, why do that? Why go through all that when you could change your diet and fucking eat some garlic and like, go to the gym instead? The reason is because the fucking cancer industry, and it is an industry, you know how much chemo costs? You know how much radiation costs? That's fucking millions of dollars to inject you with fucking radioactive chemicals that cost fucking 10 cents in a goddamn laboratory. Shit is not like, they're not injecting you with fucking magical chemicals that like cost like thousands of dollars to synthesize. It's trash. It's like shit. But they have to fund it somehow, And so when they show like, oh, you're a hero for having your bald head, what it does is it like positively reinforces in people's mind unconsciously, where like if they go through treatment, they'll get positive attention from people, right? You're rewarding a poor choice with like positive attention from society. Oh, you had cancer, you got chemo, you're a fucking hero. Like, you know what I mean? I'd just rather be cancer free and live. When you fast, Yala, do you drink water or coffee too? When I fast, I take supplements. I drink coffee throughout the day if I feel like it, which I normally do because I don't just fucking sit around and do nothing. I take my supplements. I take, whatever fucking medication I'm taking. And I drink coffee and I drink water. And if I'm feeling like a little deprived, I'll mix some salt in with the water like I'll do like shots of snake juice instead of drinking actual snake juice. Sometimes I'll only drink water unless I'm very active and sweating a lot, right? Like the snake diet guy's like prescription for I have this on in the background. I play video games. Cool. What was I going to say? The snake diet guy where he's like, I don't know what his like most current recommendation for snake juice is these days, but you have to understand that like all of the fasting recommendations are for like really fat people who don't do shit. Like think of like the person who's in the worst health possible, in fucking 400 pounds, they smoke, never seen the inside of a gym. That's who like the snake juice recommendations are for. If you're fit, I think you have a little bit of leeway because you probably know your body a little bit better, and you can. I can get away with drinking only water. I don't want to fucking drink salt water. And if I am going to drink salt water, I'm going to have it once during the day while I sip on regular fresh water if I want. Because like I'm not 300 pounds. I don't need to fucking do all that. Like I'm going to drink fresh water. I want to enjoy my like nice fresh cold water, you know? And if I'm like sweating a lot, if I do like a run or something, yeah, I'll have some salt to like replenish my, you know, electrolytes or whatever. I do the raw beef with salt, pepper, garlic, and onions. Delicious. Ooh, that's good. Are the garlic and onions raw as well? I would like to know. I agree your information is valid because you walk the talk. Thank you. I have this on in the background. Read that. What's up, John Void? Ground beef could be from many different cows, and we don't know if its uses in the same grinders as chicken and pork. That's true. I've eaten raw chicken and raw pork before as well. I've never gotten sick from eating raw beef, except for once. I will say I did get sick from eating undercooked beef in Israel, actually, interestingly enough. We had this like hamburger. You guys know Macaroni Grill? Is that a restaurant in the United States? In Israel, it's like a chain, or Macaroni and Grill, something like that. Anyway, we had one near my kibbutz where I lived, and like on one weekend, because like sometimes you go home on the weekends and then you go back to the army. So like what we would do is we'd go like treat ourselves to a fucking shushu frou-frou dinner at this place, Macaroni and Grill, and buy this like fucking $20 hamburger or whatever it was. And I got mine rare, and like the waiter was like, "Are you sure you want it rare?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. I get it rare all the time." So he's like, "Okay." And they gave it to me. It was like undercooked like a motherfucker. And I ate it. And like, I think, oh wait, did we go back to the army that night? Because sometimes we go back at night. I think we went back that night. Yeah. So we went back to base that night. And the reason we went back that night instead of the next day is because we had a big training exercise that we're starting the next day. And we had to take a bus. We took a bus to the base. And then from the base, we took a bus to like out in the like the wilderness somewhere, and I fucking puked my guts out on the bus to the wilderness. Like I was like, I literally like rolled down the window and stuck my head out the bus and fucking threw up. Like what? I did get to sit the next day out of like the training exercise, which is kind of cool, but whatever. I like that analogy of thinking it as medicine. That's going to help me sustain this the most. I generally am not hungry until nighttime. Do you think it's okay to eat at night only? Yeah, I only eat at night. So like, I don't know. I'm happy to answer everybody's questions, but I just feel like I've said this a million times. I wake up in the morning. I take all my pills and supplements in the morning with coffee. I have my first cup of coffee in the morning, take all my pills and supplements, whatever. And then throughout the day, as necessary, depending on what I'm doing, I will continue to have a cup of coffee every 4-ish hours, 3 or 4 hours. Like for example, let's say I'm working, I'll wake up in the morning, 8 o'clock, let's say, have my coffee, have my supplements. And then lately I've been fortunate enough to work somewhere where I can go to work at like 12 or 1 o'clock. As soon as I get to work, normally go to Starbucks, I get a double espresso on ice, and I'll work, I'll do my thing. And then a couple hours later, I'll have another double espresso, if necessary. Or actually sometimes I'll eat at the mall. Haven't really been doing OMAD lately, which I think is why I've gained a little bit of weight. I'll go eat like fucking food court food, which is not great. And then I'll work a little bit more. 9 o'clock, I'll go home and I'll eat. Lately, that's changed. Like, I don't recommend that you do that. What I would do if I were you, wake up, take your supplements, pills in the morning, whatever you take. You can have coffee throughout the day if you want, and then eat at night. I would recommend you do my like guacamole and fucking raw meat diet, with garlic. Like, did you watch the live stream yesterday? Like, guacamole. Here's what you do: go to Aldi, buy their fucking guacamole, home style guacamole for like $3. Buy their grass fed ground beef. Buy some like actual natural potato chips, and eat all of it. Eat it until you're full and you like can't eat another bite. That's it. That's my fucking cancer diet for you. Raw mixed ground meat with a bit of hot sauce is one of my favorite dishes. Me too. Is it over for us, bro? Daron, I don't know. It might be. Cancertutor.com. Yes, cancertutor.com, guys. If like, definitely look that up. I don't remember why I started looking that up, but it was a couple years ago, and there's a lot of information on that site, a ton. Like, you can't read everything in a day. It'll take you like at least a few weeks to read everything. There's a ton of information on there. And basically the gist of it is that, you know, the cancer treatment industry is huge, and they have a lot of incentive to keep people using these like retarded treatments that end up killing you. Who's texting me? People love me today. People end up going for these stupid treatments because they don't know anything about their health, and homeopathic medicine or natural cures has such a bad rap. I would even make the argument it has a bad rap because of the pharmaceutical industry, where they'll like create these organizations or these blogs or these like articles or whatever to like shit on homeopathic medicine and use cleverly phrased, you know, whatever phrases, I guess, like there is no evidence, or wait, what is it? There's like, how do they say it? There's no scientific evidence that like, you know, blah, 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 like has any effect on cancer or something, which really just means there's no studies on it. There's no like peer reviewed double blind studies, but there might be 10,000 anecdotal reports of it actually working, but there's no like actual like confirmed study in a laboratory that proves it. So technically they're allowed to say that. And when normal people read that, they're like, oh, there's no studies on it. It's not true. Like, do you understand the difference? Well, I'm going to have surgery regardless. I just wanted to discuss fasting with him. I will look into Cancer Tutor. You never told me this that I knew of. Thank you. I think I left it as a comment on one of your comments that you left. Going to have surgery regardless. Like, what are you going to have a hysterectomy, or like, what are you going to do? Wait, ovarian. That's ovaries. I don't know what that's called. Okay, do what you want. Like, you know, it's your life. But in general, it's a bad idea to remove your body parts. Like in general, that's a bad idea. You should not do that. It will not make your life better, right? You're like you're killing a bumblebee with a fucking bazooka. Like, you don't need to. You know what I mean? It's not like, yeah, you might kill a bumblebee, but you'll fucking destroy your house. So, you know. How can I get Phenibut? OG Space Monkey. Go to notropicsdepot.com. Are you on Phenibut right now? Yes, I am, brother. I am on a lot of stuff right now. Ooh. If you, let's see, let me, LH, handsome. Thank you, LH. You're also handsome or beautiful or whatever. Snake Diet Guy says that coffee is shit and to remove it from your diet. He might be right. I think there's like, so like in a perfect world, you wouldn't need coffee, I guess. I continue to drink it because I like the benefits. So like, you know, Snake Diet, you have to understand, Snake Diet Guy is a purist, right? He is like, and he kind of has to be because he's like the top guy. So he kind of has to, right? He's like, only fast. Whatever. Honestly, I haven't watched one of his videos in a while, but I'm assuming he's probably still a purist. He's like, only fast, don't have premarital sex, you know, like, you know, modern women are sluts, fat people are gross, you know, drink snake juice, I guess. I love Snake Diet Guy. I think he's a gift to humanity, really. I hate everybody, for those of you who know. Like, I think everyone's an idiot, but like his thank God there's one person like him at least, you know, to say what he has to say. Yo, I'm trying to get Phenibut. Please answer. Motherfucker, do you know how to use Google? Like, type in Google, buy Phenibut. Let me do a Google search right now for you. Fucking buy Phenibut. Like, do you actually not know how to use Google? OG Space Monkey, are you retarded? Are you actually retarded? Do you have Down syndrome? Honestly, like, there's probably people with Down syndrome who don't fucking know how to use Google. Like, what's the first result here? Nootropics Depot. Second result, Nootropics Depot. Zach attacks supplements? I have no idea what that is. Phenibut. Is Nootropics Depot out of Phenibut? Is that why you're asking me? Like, the first result in Google wasn't working? Or are you just an idiot? In stock? Are they not delivering because of this coronavirus bullshit? Yeah, they're delivering. OG Space Monkey. What, are you like 12 years old and you stole your mommy's credit card? You don't know how to use Google yet? Yes, a little. What, you're a little retarded? Or what? You're a little 12-year-old? Or are you like 75? You haven't figured out how to use Google yet? That's also possible. If so, I'm sorry. Who's sending me messages on Facebook? All right, whatever. Let's see. Should we look up more coronavirus shit? It's depressing. What about coronavirus deaths? How many deaths so far? All right, let's see here. Coronavirus update, 200,000 cases, almost 8,000 deaths. That's 4%. It's a little bit higher than normal. Recovered 81,000. Total coronavirus cases. Interesting. So the total deaths seems to mimic the total coronavirus cases. Like, it's the same ratio, looks like. Interesting. Let's see here. USA. 100 deaths out of 6,000 cases. That's not a lot. Who has the most? Fucking what's it called? Italy. I guess Italy is just skewing these results. It seems like it. Although Iran and Spain, well, no, Iran really is pretty bad also. Or is it? Yeah, total. Well, actually, no, it's really Italy. It's kind of the worst. No, actually, Iran has the same ratio. Switzerland. It's not interesting. Incubation. Let's look at the incubation. 2 to 14 days. That's like the common cold. All right, let's Google this. What is the incubation period for the flu? 2 days, but could be from 1 to 4 days. Oh, God. 2 to 14 days. I guess that's why they decided to close it for 2 weeks. All right. What else can we look up here? Let's go back to Instagram. It's more interesting. Maybe it's not more interesting. How to clean your cell phone. When everyone is freaking about COVID-19, but you have a good dog, shotgun, rifle, and 4-wheel drive. What does this say? 17 days of St. Patty's? I don't get it. What are you guys going to do, like, for working out? I was thinking of just doing some burpees for working out. I don't know. You're 12. You know how I know you're 12? Because you're fucking stupid. That's how I know. No offense, but like, you're an idiot. Do you know how to use Google? So, oh my god, I don't want to tell you how to get Phenibut. You're fucking 12 years old. Why don't you fucking like you want to do drugs already at 12 years old? You're an idiot. You shouldn't be doing Phenibut. What do you need to do Phenibut for? Like, what, you stole your mommy's credit card and like you want to order Phenibut? I totally agree about your cancer opinion. I'm a holistic health practitioner and I keep my practice on the DL. Yeah. I kind of want to be a health practitioner too. But like I feel bad like charging people for money for shit they can figure out on the internet by themselves in like 1 minute. I don't know. I do not know. I should do it anyway though. I should. I don't even know what I'm going to do. What am I going to do this whole week? The mall's closed this whole week. What the fuck am I going to do? What's up, broski 1998? I don't have anything interesting to say. Should I just like stream myself playing Dota? Or like, I guess I could eat or something? I don't know. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll fucking... Oh my god. Oh god, there's nothing to do. Is anybody in Cleveland? All right. What time is it? I think I'm sorry, broski. I know you just got here, but it's been an hour and a half. I've about hit my limit. Like my video, etc., etc. Maybe I'll do another live tonight. Eat more raw meat or something. I don't know what I'm going to talk about though.